The German microbrand Heinrich are known for their high quality and interesting designs. I've featured one of their sports watches and one of their dive watches here on the channel, but today we're taking a look at one of their dress watches that sort of doubles as an everyday watch. It gets a beautiful dial and a beautiful case, as most Heinrich do. So, like I was saying, I have one hands on, so let's flip the camera and take a look at the Heinrich Radiance. So is it me, or in the watch industry in general, has it been the rise of the capable dress watch that's been happening over the past few years? Because I've been seeing a lot, not even the past few years, I shouldn't even say that. It's been over the past few months, maybe a year, not years, definitely not years. So the capable dress watch. This is a dress watch with 100 meters of water resistance. It's made in Germany. It's from the brand Heinrich. They make some really nice watches. Their bracelets are awesome, and they have a lot of little details that they put into their watches that maybe you won't see from other brands at this price point. One of those is like the crown. When you turn this over, you have a little bit of enamel in the crown. Also, when you turn this over, you're going to immediately notice that this is 8 millimeters thick. This is a great dress watch. This is something that is going to really fit close to your wrist. It gets a beautiful movement. It's a really nicely finished ETA 7001, which is a thin movement, but there has to be some other engineering here at work that makes it this thin, and you get 100 meters of water resistance. Now, you aren't getting a very boxed sapphire crystal. It is not flat though. It is a domed sapphire crystal. That's with that included. So 8 millimeters thick with a slightly domed sapphire crystal. That is extremely impressive. You have a small seconds on the dial. You have a sunburst dial. You don't have a textured dial. You have I guess you would call this a sectored dial. Sectored, like there's different sectors to that central portion of the dial. There's almost like a wave pattern to it. So it looks like there are distinct little waves that are radiating in a circle. It's really nice. That's just the center portion of the dial. And then you have the minute track, which is on the inside of the outer portion of the dial. And that's like a saw minute track, like a table saw, you know, like the circular saw. There are different teeth size to each one of the minutes, and it's repeated over and over again. So it looks like a saw. There is the applied inner index, and then there is an outer index. That outer index is a cube or a square, and that has Lume in it. This is a dress watch with Lume. That sub-seconds at the 6 o'clock has a pretty pronounced seconds track, and there is a silver center to it. And of course, there is no Lume on the seconds hand, but I guess that's forgivable because this is technically a dress watch, not a sports watch. And it says made in Germany on the dial. This is a beautiful purple color. They've come out with a number of these dials with this texturing. They're also coming out with guilloche dials that I think are dropping last week or earlier this week. Beautiful dials on those watches as well. They're based on the Radiance, so you're basically getting all the same specs except they are guilloche. So if you're interested in those are on their website currently. This is a 38 millimeter watch. You have a 46 millimeter lug to lug, and that is a true lug to lug because you do get female end links that bend down completely. So they do fold down completely and will wear really nice. Their bracelets are beautiful. It's almost like metal fabric. It is very smooth. Every surface is beautifully finished. This one gets a double deployment buckle, butterfly clasp, and then you have screwed links. You also get very large tabs for the quick release, solid end links, and you do get to see that movement from the back. The movement, like I said, is really nicely finished. You have Geneva striping, blued screws. It's signed with the brand's name. It says made in Germany. This is a limited edition. I think it's a limited edition to 100, and then they do a different dial. So the bezel on here is polished. You have sort of a turned lug on here, but it's not entirely turned. It's just a very wide polish that goes across the entire case. The case is very nicely finished. Usually Heinrich, very nicely finished watches, very beautifully made watches. On my wrist today, I have one of the strangest watches that you will see today. This is my David Rudden. This is made out of full meteorites. We have a full meteorite case, jump hour movement. This gets a 120 hour power reserve movement inside. Very cool. I absolutely love this watch. It is Just a lot of fun. Very, very, very rare. Not only because of the meteorite, but the company in general. The movement that they use has never been used in any other watch. It's pretty awesome. And there is the Heinrich on my 7.5 inch. Some people call it Heinrich. Some people call it Heinrich. I know I've called it both in this video, so please forgive me. But you know how I do. I don't pronounce everything completely correctly all the time. But you can see this bracelet is gorgeous. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful bracelet. I wish more brands would use bracelets like these. They look different, and it works on a dive watch and a dress watch, which is kind of interesting because not all bracelets are that transferable between a dress watch and a dive watch. So they use this style bracelet on most of their watches, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. This is a very thin watch at 8 millimeters thick, including that sapphire crystal and a display case back, which is pretty incredible, and 100 meters of water resistance. It is a 46 millimeter lug to lug. That is a true lug to lug. And this is a 38 millimeter watch, and I have a 7.5 inch wrist. Well, there you go, Lume. Pretty decent on here considering this is a dress watch. If this was something else, I would actually be complaining. But considering that this is a dress watch, this is pretty good Lume. The hands are pretty decently applied with Lume. You have those little dots at all of the indices. Those are not incredibly applied with Lume, but decently applied for a dress watch. Again, you will be able to tell the time in the dark. You won't be able to see that your watch is working because the second hand doesn't have any Lume, but beyond that, I have no complaints about the Lume on this watch. I think it looks fantastic, and I just think it's a really good looking watch. Price on this watch is $1,120 from their website. So if you go to their website right now, that's the price. I think prices on these are pretty good considering the quality that you are getting, considering the movement, and the fact that you're getting 100 meters of water resistance. You're not going to find many Microbrand watches with this quality at that price point. So there are a lot of brands out there using movements like this and making watches that look similar to this, but the quality on this is pretty high. So if you want the extra quality, Heinrich is a really good brand to check out. I'll add a link to their website down in the description below. Definitely check it out if you are interested. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for checking out this video. I will catch you guys in the next video.